Today, we go to Sea Oaks Country Club. Sea Oaks is just, well, a few minutes north of Atlantic City.
A Parkland-style golf course, large fairways and greens, easy access. That's what makes it player-friendly.
Talking about some changes, getting ready for the Open at Merion. And Matt, number 2, I look out there and I say, where's the fairway? In any event, question number 1, who won the most tour events on the PGA Tour between 1960? Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. I'm Harry Donahue, and as you can see from the background, we've moved a little south from the Mid-Atlantic region. We're in Cancun, Mexico, getting ready for a couple fantastic shows on Iberostar Resorts here in Cancun. But first, the matter at hand. Today, we go to Sea Oaks Country Club. Sea Oaks is just, well, a few minutes north of Atlantic City. It's close to the Garden State Parkway, and it's part of the Play Atlantic City Golf Package. Also, you know, the countdown is underway for the U.S. Open in June at Marian East. And we'll talk to Matt Schaefer, the man who's in charge of getting the golf course ready and all of his preparations for that U.S. Open in June at Marian. So, settle back. Enjoy our next edition of Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. By PlayACGolf.com. Visit PlayACGolf.com to plan your Atlantic City golf getaway, where the play continues well into the night. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Visit our Bala Cynwyd location. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.
Defining a target, realizing a dream. Susquehanna Bank can help you get your plans off the ground. Whether you're sending kids to college or doing something special for yourself. Susquehanna's financial advisors are worth talking to. We can help you find the smartest way to borrow money and save money in the process. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for dreamers like you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi everyone, Ron Jaworski here. I just want to let you in on a little secret. Here, just outside of Atlantic City, you'll find some of the top-rated golf courses in the world. Imagine playing these championship courses during the day, then playing your hand at something else at night. Casinos, bars, clubs, shows. Atlantic City has something for all the ways you like to play. So pack your bags for the ultimate golf getaway. Do AC and play AC Golf. AC Golf, where the play continues well into the night.
And welcome back. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management, continues from Sea Oaks. Jeff Bonneke is our host. Jeff, you've been around here almost since the day this place opened 13 years ago, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Back in June of 2000, we opened up Sea Oaks.
And here you are as the professional. You're also the director of golf
Yes,
operations.
sir.
Tell our viewers what they can expect when they come here to Sea Oaks.
Well, you're going to find a player-friendly golf course, a great round of golf. You're not going to get beat up out here. We're a Parkland-style golf course, large fairways and greens, easy access. That's what makes it player-friendly. The condition of the golf course is always well manicured. So that, and I know that's one of the items that everyone's looking forward to. And that's what also brings the players back to Sea Oaks.
Jeff, you have memberships, you have daily fee.
Daily fee play
And you
as
also
well.
have plenty of outings and events here, so you're open up to a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, we are. One of the exciting things for us, 4 years ago, we built a hotel. We have on-site lodging, 31 rooms, and that's brought in a tremendous, an extra market to reach people that are traveling towards Atlantic City and Long Beach Island.
Right. All right, now, is there a particular stretch on this golf course that you think people would really like to play?
Yeah, there's a couple of stretches. There's one in the middle, but the one that's I'm truly fond of is actually the last 3 holes, 16, 17, and 18.
16, 17, and 18.
Yeah.
Now, 16, we're standing on the tee here at 16, and it's
We
a
are.
par 5.
Yes, sir.
But as you say, you know, for guys that get it out there pretty good, maybe a chance to get eagle. 17 is a par 4, and the closing hole also is a par 4. Now, as we stand here on the tee box at number 16, obviously we can't see the green, but What are we looking for as a target on our tee shot?
You have a blind landing area, and the idea here is you want to keep it pretty close to that strand of trees that stick out on the right side. If you can shape it around that, you're going to leave yourself, the hole's 495, so you can leave yourself about 210 to the middle of the green. It's a peninsula green, there's water surrounding it.
And there's also a big waste area in front on the left side.
That is correct. So looking at that, it's kind of menacing, but to figure 210 to the middle, 30 yards from the wall to the middle, it's only a 180-yard shot. There's the risk. The reward is that eagle chance and leading into birdie.
And you said there's big greens, so there's a lot of a target out there, huh?
You would think.
As long as you hit it straight and long.
Exactly.
As long as you hit that perfect shot, you got nothing to worry about. All right, Jeff, here we are. This is that target landing area, about what, 200 yards or so?
Yeah, we're 200 yards from the middle of the green. A long driver's going to get it here. You may be back maybe 220, but still that's enough to, give you a little bit of a chance to go for it.
Yeah, and the fairway does kind of slope down, so you get a little run out
Yeah, absolutely.
on that tee shot.
Yeah.
So if you don't risk going for the green, you have a bailout area to the right. What do you hit there, about a 150-yard shot?
You would think it's an easy bailout, but the waste area comes into the fairway in line with the other bunker through.
So it's a little blind down there.
It's a little blind, so you gotta be very careful, especially where the pin's located. If the pin's back, you wanna be on this side of the 100.
Okay.
If the flag's up front, go ahead, knock it into the flat area, have 80 yards left in the green, and it's a pretty easy third shot.
So take it out towards that bunker and that tall grass area over there,
Safe play.
and you got a little wedge in. All right, here is a spectacular view. We're looking from behind the green here at 16 on this par 5. And first of all, the first thing that strikes me, Jeff, is the size of this green. I mean, front to back, we're looking at almost, 40 yards of green?
Pretty close. If you could play the hole backwards, you would know that you have plenty of space to land your shot. But when you're sitting out there, you don't see all this.
Right, you
you
don't.
see water and sand.
Second time around. And now, the undulation, we're standing up here back right, and there's a pretty sharp drop-off as you get towards the center of this hole, and everything kind of moves toward the water, right?
Yes, it will. Yeah, that's the nature of this green. Everything will go towards the water, to the bottom front left.
And you need a couple hands to count the number of pin placements in terms of possibilities here, right?
Absolutely. You could make it pretty accessible, or you can toughen it up and get it behind the bunker here and give you all day of...
Gotcha. Jeff, we're on the tee here at number 17 at Sea Oaks, 430, 435 yard from the regular tees. It looks, like a pretty wide area to hit your tee shot out there, huh?
It's a gracious landing area, especially if you're playing a fairly passive 16th hole. You come to 17 thinking, I got this one in the bag. It's
Right.
wide open.
Let it go, huh?
Sure.
What's that bunker there, that fairway bunker? How far out from the regular tee is it?
The front of the bunker is probably about 240 to get past that bunker. So, I mean, it is in play.
And then you have a little incline, but that is actually past the bunker, right?
That's past the bunker, yeah. I mean, if you can hit the ball close to that bunker, that's firm, flat ground. Anything down the right side, there's a catch-all, there's a little swale, that's going to stop your ball, and then you're stuck with about maybe 220 side hill towards that green that's protected. You can't see the bunker from here, but there's a bunker that covers half of the front of the green.
All right, our vantage point here, Jeff, behind this green on number 17, and it's basically, lateral green. Not that deep as compared to the one we just saw back on 16, is it?
No, that's absolutely right. And looking from the fairway, there is a large bunker that cuts half of the green in half. So it looks like there's nothing up here. And there is plenty of room. I mean, long is better than short.
And on the bunkers on the right side, the golfer's right side, on the left side, you got, it's like a slope and a little...
Another catch-all basin. If
Catch-all
you're a little
area.
short, you're going to have a fairly easy chip, but still you're thinking you've got the hole made when you're up here. The green will run away from you with a little bit of undulation in the back, and certainly can you certainly get a quick misread.
Now this green is, or this pin today is set center back. I'm looking over here. If you're back right, there's a chance you could putt off that green if you're up top here in that slope. A little too much pace on that thing, and it's off the green.
That has happened. I mean, I say it's happened to myself, but I've seen it done.
Oh, I wouldn't expect you to do it.
Well, thank you, Harry.
Well, from the 18th tee, at least you know where you're playing. That big Sea Oak sign behind the green up there, it's hard not to know where you are, right, Jeff?
Yeah, that'll certainly remind you of where you're at.
Let me ask you this. Par 4 closing hole. What do I aim for, the S or the O?
I'd go for the O.
Okay, right. And I don't mean the S on the left side. I mean the
No, I would stay away
S on
from
the
that.
right side. But everything slopes right to left, huh? And those bunkers come into play off the tee box.
Absolutely, that's a good carry right there. You got to hit the ball about 210 to carry that.
Okay, and it gets real narrow up there to the left of those
Yeah, there's an
bunkers.
upshoot behind the bunker, so if you don't fly with any kind of pace, you're left with 170 yards into the green.
Okay, so aim for the O.
Aim for the O.
18th green, like great closing hole, and you got a two-tier green here, Jeff.
Yeah, it's quite challenging. Again, you're sitting in the middle of the fairway, get your ball on the green. Just because you've landed on the green doesn't mean you're going to make an easy two-putt.
Right, and it's sitting there basically in the middle, but it could be up top on the right side, and if you're over here on the other side, that's quite a
There's a lot of
Quite a
protection
putt.
on that green, absolutely.
You know, we're just steps away, too, from a beautiful clubhouse here. You got facilities that can, up to 300 people for banquets and weddings?
Very proud of that. That was a new addition, about 7 years ago. We expanded our banquet facilities. Great addition.
Talk about how close it is virtually to everything, especially down here at the shore, but how far from Philadelphia Bridge is, an hour and you're here?
Gosh, they tell you location, location, location. And where we're situated, we're 2 miles, 2 minutes off the Garden State Parkway, exit 58. Long Beach Island, the nearest shore resort, 15 minutes. Atlantic City's a half hour door to door. Philadelphia, from the Philadelphia Expressway, 20 miles from exit 38. And we're on your way in from New York,
Yeah.
heading to Atlantic City.
So, Sea Oaks, great destination. Jeff Bonneke is the man to see. Jeff, thanks for the tour.
Thank you, Harry.
Hope you have a great season coming up.
Yeah, we certainly will. Thank you.
We'll be back with more Inside Golf right after this. Down to the 2013 U.S. Open, huh? Not that far away, really.
No, it's coming fast.
I'm
It
sure
started
you
out at
realize that.
900 days.
At this moment, across the country, families are packing their bags for a getaway. And no matter where they end up, they'll all be home by dinner. Plan your own at playgolfamerica.com. From finding fun and affordable programs to finding advice from PGA and LPGA professionals, playgolfamerica.com has a way for you to get away. Visit today for details. playgolfamerica.com, your link to the game.
We are behind the scenes here at Merion Golf Club with Matt Schaefer, superintendent now for 10 years. When I say behind the scenes, this is your little world, Matt. This is something that you helped create. It is state of the art. It started after the Walker Cup. And how would you compare this to the normal golf course maintenance facility?
Now, this is a little beyond the normal. This facility right here is 80% now and built for now and 20% for the future. This actually services both golf courses, even though we have a satellite shop on the west course. The primary maintenance of all the equipment's done right here.
Prior to this, Matt, this is now 26,000 plus square feet
That's correct.
of maintenance facility. Your office wasn't even down here. You were up a couple hundred yards away in the main clubhouse. Now everything is centrally located with your staff of 50 right at your beck and call.
That's correct.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, I guess, for you, huh?
Makes a big difference for them.
Let's take a look. Can you give us a tour of what's back here?
Sure. Now, this is one of the areas where we took some futuristic plans. I think in the future, most equipment's going to be electric. So this whole bay here is all can accommodate electric equipment.
Or you must be really the envy of everybody in your business, right? With a facility like
Oh
this?
my, it's nice. It makes you efficient.
I'll say. Now, we're coming up, we're leaving the equipment end of the facility. And what's next in line down here?
These are laid out like in cubes. This is chemical and fertilizer, which is, always a concern to everybody. This building is 100% self-contained, meaning that everything on these floors that spills on the floor goes into a captivated drain system that through a series of pumps we put back into a tank, and then we neutralize all that water.
So like you said earlier, nothing gets out of here.
Nothing. And we try, and we're really, really strong on IPM, which is integrated pest management, where we don't spray because we think we have to. We only spray because we do have to.
Okay, we're going to the wash station. And what do we wash down here?
All our equipment.
All the equipment gets hosed down.
That's right. Now, this is really environmentally sound as well. This is an ESD wash pad, and what happens here is the equipment comes in here and it gets washed down, and it goes over to that drain right there. And the grass, everything goes into that drain. And then over there is it separates the grass from the water, which gets dumped into that cart. And then we have a huge compost operation on the other golf course where, once again, it's an environmental issue where there's not a leaf, a twig, or a piece of grass that leaves the facility.
And now we get to the real interesting part. The famed wicker baskets, no flags on the greens at Merion. And these are made in different parts of the country in terms of what goes into one wicker pole, but they're all assembled here.
That's correct.
So where do you actually get the baskets from?
A lady down south makes them.
Now, the color is basically, what would you say, off red, off orange?
I'll tell you, this is a great story. That
Merion orange, is that what they call it?
No, you know what, this is truly a story of the times. You know, everybody thought it was a special mix, but in reality, this is Jacobson orange, and the reds are Toro red.
Now, what's the difference between the red and the orange? One on one course, one on the other?
No, the back nine is orange. Most people don't realize that. And
So
the front nine is red.
See, when you come to the Open in 2013, look at all the information you're going to be able to share with people who have no idea what goes on back here. All right, here in the paint shed, this is one color I prefer not to see. Hanging here in your boardroom is the architect's, shall we say, modest changes to the golf course, getting ready for 2013 in the Open, right, Matt?
That's correct. We had Fazio Design out of the Carolinas do our architectural work. Tom Marzoff is our architect, and this is a map that we use to work off of to do the fairway line alterations for the U.S. Open and some of the other tee work that was done.
Matt, we're standing here adjacent to the 18th hole, and we look back over here. It's another view of your facility, although I'd hardly know it. Huh? What'd you do up here?
We actually have a green roof because we're in pretty close proximity to the 18th tee, which is right behind us. So we had a natural roof which filters all the water through the roof, and then it goes through a re-entry charge system that goes back in the stream. And it's incredibly pure. Actually, when the water filters down through that system, it's infinitely better than it entered it. And it's all natural. We have water on the roof because it gets very hot on there.
And I see one of those infamous white sticks. That is all out of bounds in case you hook your drive off 18.
That's correct. One of the ones you like.
My favorite color.
Yeah.
Back here on 18, two things. The right side of the fairway has been narrowed a little bit, and if we look over there, we can see the difference in color of grass, the darker grass indicating where you've narrowed it, huh?
That's correct.
How much are we talking about?
Right there, it's probably only about maybe 10 yards or 10, 15 feet.
And it goes all the way up the right side?
It tapers. It tapers back in. And once again, the changes that were made were primarily to the tee, drawing the tees back where we could so that the shot to the green would be relatively the same. We didn't really do anything with greens in regards to shifting greens. We did move fairways and we did do tee work.
Well, Matt, thanks for the tour, not only of your high-tech facility, but also some of the changes here at Merion. How soon before things really get into high gear?
And you'll start to see a big change around here with grandstands, TV towers, ropes, concessions, tents in the neighborhood. It'll start looking like the Open very quickly.
And that's when you kick back, put your feet up on the desk, have a cup of coffee or two, and
go to Florida and fish.
Just enjoy what's going on. Thanks, my friend.
It was an
Somehow I think
honor.
I'll be seeing you over the next year.
It was an honor. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank, continues with Teed Off.
Hi everyone, Ron Jaworski here. I just want to let you in on a little secret. Here, just outside of Atlantic City, you'll find some of the top-rated golf courses in the world. Imagine playing these championship courses during the day, then playing your hand at something else at night. Casinos, bars, clubs, shows. Atlantic City has something for all the ways you like to play. So pack your bags for the ultimate golf getaway. Do AC and play AC Golf. AC Golf, where the play continues well into the night.
In a crowd of light beers, how long does it take to find the Yingling Light Lager? About that long. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager. Rethink your light beer.
And now it's time for Teed Off, brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
Dead wrong. Billy Casper.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Billy Casper. Welcome back. Inside Golf continues with Teed Off from the beautiful Churchville and in Churchville, Bucks County, right at Bristol Road and Bustleton Pike. When you pass by, the sign says it all. The best baby back ribs in town. We're in the second floor sports bar area. Nice and comfortable. Over 400 craft beers. This is the place to be. With our panel from 97.5 The Fanatic every night, 10 till midnight weeknights. Harry Mays holding down the fort. Joe Logan from myphillygolf.com. Some great golf blogs, courtesy of Mr. Logan. He is smoking, folks. He is smoking. And Bob Shepard, who gives golf lessons. He's been a long-time professional and also now an author, phillyburbs.com, and the book, If They Hadn't Invented Golf, We Never Would Have Needed the Damn Whiskey. Joe, you want to play some trivia today? I have trivia. We have trivia action, as they say on 97.5 The Fanatic, okay? Can I put on my specs? Because I'm going to have to read this, and I'm dead without
You Alex Trebek?
All right, yeah. All right, fellas, here's our first question. And I'd love to have audience participation, but I don't know how we can get the answers through the lens. But in any event, question number one. Who won the most tour events on the PGA Tour between 1965 and 1970? Now, Harry, you know, I realize you're at a handicap here because I don't even know you were a gleam in your mother's eye.
I was born in 65.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably weren't into golf, though, right?
No.
But, well, then reserve your answer, okay? I'll give a chance to Mr. Shepard, who was around in 1965,
Right.
to maybe garner a guess. Who do you think it was?
Well, I'm going to have to go with Arnold Palmer. I don't know where else you can go from there. He was, that was his prime time. And
It was prime time.
I would have to
Prime
imagine
time
that-
for a lot of guys.
Yeah, there was. It
There's
was
a lot of great golfers.
And in those days, there wasn't any domination. There was domination, but not like today, anyhow. So
That's
I would,
a great answer.
I'm going to have to give it to
But
him.
it's incorrect.
I bet it is.
It's incorrect.
I'll bet it is.
Joe Logan, you were probably a wee whippersnapper at the time, right? No?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Young. Sam Snead, maybe. I mean, by virtue of the fact that
Well,
he
Sam
won,
was, I think, the oldest guy to win.
he won the
right,
Great
down
Greensboro
in
Open.
Greensboro.
Right, yeah, right, when he was about 59 years old.
Right.
But I take it that's not the right answer.
That's not the right answer.
Do we
Sam
get multiple
Snead
choice?
Was not. Well, hold on. I should have done that, but that would have given it away. Harry, now that you've heard two incorrects, Snead and Palmer, you want to get into this?
I'm going to go with my original option, which was Jack Nicklaus. I mean,
Another great guess. Another great golfer,
but not.
but dead wrong. Dead wrong. Billy Casper.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Billy
I've heard of him.
Casper owned that period from
That's
19. I think he won almost 60 lifetime events. He won 27 golf tournaments
How about that?
between 1960, actually the end of 64 and 1970. One of them, Shep, the IVB Classic
Yes.
at White Marsh Valley Country Club. That came right after he had won the U.S. Open that year in 1970. Billy Casper. You want to move on to number two here?
Let's do it.
In Harry's hit list, Jack Nicklaus, back in 1959 and again in 1961, won the U.S. Amateur. In 1960, Joe, Jack won another big amateur event, and he did it right here in Philadelphia. Name that event where it was actually a national team competition, and Nicklaus was part of the American team that won, and he had the lowest aggregate score.
I'm thinking Walker Cup because he was an amateur, but I don't think the Walker Cup
Good
was
guess.
here.
Not correct, though. Wasn't the Walker Cup. Harry?
That was mine.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue, Shep, since you're the venerable one here
Right.
on the panel. This competition was named after a former U.S. president
Wow.
who also was a member at Augusta National. Not a good golfer, but I think he spent more time.
Eisenhower.
Cup. Yeah, okay, there you go.
It was called the Eisenhower Trophy.
Trophy, okay.
Where was it?
It was at Marian East.
Marian.
Wow.
I remember him setting the record, but I thought it was the World Cup. That
4
was
rounds of
World
golf.
Amateur
You
or
ready for
something.
the?
I
Now
was in
listen,
grammar school.
That was in 1960. He turned pro in 1962,
Right,
I believe.
okay.
Now listen to this. Here, his scores for 4 rounds were 18 shots better than Ben Hogan's winning score for 4 rounds in 1950. Now, Hogan went to a playoff in 1950 when he won the Open. 18 shots better.
Wow.
His teammates on that Eisenhower Cup team that won for the U.S., Billy Heidman, Dean Beeman, and a fellow by the name of Robert Gardner. Billy Heidman, of course, from Philadelphia. Dean Beeman, PGA Tour Commissioner.
Yeah.
Okay.
How
Not a
about
bad
that?
deal, huh?
Yeah.
And Merion East, of course, will be hosting the U.S. Open this summer. So Jack Nicklaus, he's not going to play in the Open, but he had some memorable rounds at Merion.
And it's hardly ever brought up. You don't hear that stat.
The Eisenhower
You
Trophy.
never hear it. No.
And you know who played for the U.S. team more than any other individual over the course of the Eisenhower Trophy, which is still being played, by the way? Jay Siegel.
Yeah,
I think he
it
played.
had to be Jay
I think he
Siegel.
played
Yeah,
in
there you
7
go.
of them.
Wow.
Harry Mays, Bob Shepard, Joe Logan. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everybody here at the Church Fill-In as well. We'll be back. More from Inside Golf in just a moment. The Church Fill-In is one of Bucks County's most unique dining experiences. There's history, an assortment of great food featuring the best baby back ribs anywhere, a varied selection of craft beers. The Church Fill-In, where good friends and a great meal come together every time.
Early mornings, late nights, and way too many takeout dinners. Running a business takes energy, determination, and sacrifice. And whether you're a startup, well-established, or somewhere in between, the people of Susquehanna Bank have the knowledge to help you succeed. From cash management solutions to the benefits of local loan decisions, we help keep your business moving ahead. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for businesses like yours. Member FDIC.
Hello, I'm Bob Shepard, golf professional in Philadelphia, and I have played the game, I've taught the game, and I've researched the game, and now I've put the game into words. With my new book, If They Hadn't Invented Golf, We Never Would Have Needed the Damn Whiskey. And you can get your copy on Amazon.com and just plug in If They Hadn't Invented Golf. And if they hadn't invented golf, I never would have written the book. So I know you're going to enjoy it.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. Hope you enjoyed a look at Sea Oaks. And, of course, for more information on Sea Oaks and all of the courses involved in Play AC Golf, you can go to our website at InsideGolf.net. And our thanks, too, to Matt Schaefer for his help on what's getting done at Merion preparing for the U.S. Open. And, by the way, in the weeks ahead, we'll have a series of special reports every week as our countdown continues, as we'll talk to several people at Merion on the inside about the upcoming U.S. Open. And don't forget, in another couple weeks, we'll have more from here in Cancun, Mexico. You won't want to miss that. So remember, no matter how bad it's going for you, don't pick up. And I'll see you next time on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank doing what counts, by PlayACGolf.com. Visit PlayACGolf.com to plan your Atlantic City golf getaway, where the play continues well into the night. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Visit our Bala Cynwyd location. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.